Well, at long last, my parts finally came in, so this is finally usable. I brought the Kirby in for scale, just so we can see exactly how massive this machine is. Um, Let me move this. So here we have another water filtration. Well, it can actually be used multiple ways. There is a bag chamber that allows for the use of like HEPA bags in it, and now they even have bagless ones, like a chamber you put in there. But these are made by Thomas in Germany, but here in the States they were branded as Rotho for whatever reason. It has its own water pump in it, and this little piece on the back is actually its water tank, as well as your tool storage. Ugh. There we go. I don't have a wet hose for it, so unfortunately I can't use it as an extraction machine. But it's kind of a strange machine because we actually have multiple speed settings here, but this speed switch doesn't work like most of them, since this is also the power button. So you I don't know, I can't quite figure it out. You hold this down and you'll get different speeds. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly when it's at its highest speed, because it goes from green to yellow, which is a higher speed, but it goes to a flashing yellow, and I don't know if that's the maximum or what. Oh, yes, and we have the electric port up here, and then we have the water port down here. And this machine exhausts. The cleaning exhaust actually comes out up here. This machine came to me from Goodwill's website, and when it arrived, it was missing its aqua filter tank, which is what I just got, and then it also had a bad bearing in the motor, so I replaced the bearing. It's the motor was a dual-stage Demel motor, and the fan screwed off, which was really the exhaust fan that is screwed off, so that was actually really easy to work on. I can't talk today. But here's the lower part of the water tank. This is a baffle system, non-separator. And then you have multiple parts to it. This is the part you would use if you were doing wet pickup. It's just kind of a baffle system. And then if you're cleaning, you'll want to use this part. Now, this is a little bit unique, because, it actually draws water from the bottom of this and sprays it into the inlet. Oh yes, I suppose we should see this side too, because all the incoming air just comes down here and towards the side of the tank, and then we have it just sits in there like that. But anyways, these little holes here connect to the inside of the lid with this device. And what that does is it actually draws the water from the bottom of the tank, and then it draws it in through these little slots on the side, kind of wetting the incoming air as it comes in. I thought that was kind of neat. And then we have a it's a HEPA filter, it says, but this just sits in here like so. And I will say it's a little bit harder to clean than a rainbow. There we go. And we have a 3-wire cord on these. But let's get on to the usual tests with the wattage and voltage. Alright, so we're going to start it off on its eco mode. This is why I hate this switch. You can see anyways. water trickling in through that pipe system. And now we'll turn this up to its higher speed. I think that's as high as it goes. And since the speed switch is a little difficult, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna attach it to it as it's running. And the hose won't exactly stay straight just because of the machine's angle, but that's whatever. So that seems to be about what we're gonna get. Huh. That's weird. Barely lost anything. Okay, though. Now let's do this with the brush on. like I said, still trying to figure that switch out. I really wish they would have used something a little bit easier. A slider, dial, push buttons. That would have been a little bit easier. And we just pull that back a little bit, or push on that tab. And from there, we can open up our tank. Yeah, that's what happened last time too. It's like I had just a big wad of cat hair that was stuck in this area. But, yeah, so I mean, it's not a lot of fun to clean out. I mean, I've certainly dealt with worse than this. The old H2O Vac Turbo I had was more of a chore, but this one, yeah, it's not a lot of fun. It's like you gotta keep this filter down here clean. You know, of course, you can't let this sit together wet, just like any other water vac. But, you know, I think this thing didn't quite live up to the expectations that other YouTube channels that have done like comparisons of the Rotho and Rainbow have done, because they showed it having an airflow above like 100 CFM with a barometer, but I never got anywhere close to it. And I mean, I know I had a bad bearing, but with a brand new one, actually I'd probably replace both of them. Yeah, most likely. So, brand new bearings in that motor. I mean, it should be running as well as it, you know, could. So I guess, well, I mean, it's clear, you know, from the orientation they had it in, it was standing on end like this. So it's clear that there was no water in there, and they probably didn't have this in either. Because, I mean, it's, you know, this does narrow down the air path quite a bit, so having that in place probably restricts it. So I guess maybe if they removed all the restriction from it and just never mentioned that to people watching. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little demo of the Rotho, or Thomas, whatever you prefer to call it.